Hello everyone, we are here, we are live, we are ready to go, and I'm just taking a very quick look at my stats. Everything is green after last week when there was some technical hiccups. I think I've ironed those all out, so this one, hoping that this one's going to be ready to go. No hiccups, and the plan, as the thumbnail suggests, is to go to Moho, but go to Moho in a more complicated way. I mean, the best thing to do would be just to build some sort of capsule capable of landing, stick a big booster under it, get going out there. Instead, what I did last week is I built this rather untraditional space plane, and what makes it untraditional is that, actually, here we can look at it if I take the fairing expansion, there we go, is that it separates in the middle, and this chunk here is actually a lander capable of landing on Moho. So the whole idea with this thing is that it would fly off from the runway, get into orbit, hook up with a larger transfer vehicle, go out to Moho, this piece comes off, goes down to the Moho surface. We plant our flag. A lot of work for just one flag, but you know, that's what it is. And then we reconnect, we come back, and this all flies back down. And actually, the sort of original plan was just, oh shoot. Here, let's open this up again. Clicked the wrong thing. There we go. The original plan was just that this part here would go to Moho, and this would stay in Kerbin orbit, and then we come back, we'll hook back up to it. And let's not save that. One more try. But then I thought, what might be more fun? Let's just take this whole thing to Moho, and then I don't have to do any more rendezvous in low Kerbin orbit. That's what I'm going to. So the plan is we're taking this whole thing to Moho. So what we need to do is build a vehicle capable of doing that. So we're going to switch over to the vehicle assembly building, and we're going to put this on top of a really big stupid rocket. Like I said, I wouldn't recommend this being the best way to go about doing this, but I thought it would be it. But what's going to be interesting about all this is when this is all done, and assuming that it does work, again, I'm going to take that fairing expansion off. There we go. When this is all done and assuming it all works, I built something that basically can go almost anywhere. I say almost because landing on Eve would be out of the question. Unfortunately, air-powered engines don't work on Eve, but this thing will work on Lave. It can fly down and land on Lave. It can land on vacuum bodies, except for Tylo, I think, is the one where the gravity's a little bit too heavy for this thing to have enough fuel to land. But otherwise, this thing should be capable of getting to lots of different places. So once it's built, I'm hoping to knock off a lot more flags when that's all done. But anyway, let's get on building the transfer vehicle with this. So, oh, and by the way, I did sort of tweak this thing a bit in the meantime since the end of the last stream. I put some lights on it, so there's some blinky lights. I fixed the issue with the docking port and rotated them so they matched and so that they seemed sensible. I've never noticed this before. I've not used these docking ports, but there are little arrows here. You can just barely see them. They're only on one side of the Dockatron Seniors, and that indicates actually the bottom of them. So you can use that to help you orient it. But anyway, let's get started. So I need a more Clampatron Senior. There we go. I think that looks right. Yep. And again, we'll take a look to see. See, I can look here and I can see here the arrows are matching up. So they're aligned in a similar way. Under that, I'm going to put under payload a 2.5 meter payload service bay, because I'm sure this thing will need, you know, I'm going to just rotate it a bit there. I'm sure this thing's going to need Oh, now the doors are crashing into those engines. We'll leave it that way. I'm sure I'll find some stuff to stow in here. We're also going to put on a hitchhiker can to give these, you know, there'll be 4 people in here to fly up, but this gives them room to space out because they're going to be in space for quite some time. And I'm also going to put on a mobile processing lab. I have about 3,000 more science that I need to complete the tech tree. And to be quite honest, I probably don't need the science lab to do that. In fact, I definitely don't. There'll be that much just going to Moho and landing and coming back. But I thought I'd put it on there anyway, so we'll put up 2 scientists and we'll have them work in the lab. That'll generate lots of science for me. And now I just need to get some fuel under this. So what I want to do is open this. Let's go to where the Mark III parts, and I'm looking for the Mark III to 3.75 meter adapter. Nope, that makes no sense. I want the 2.5 meter one. That makes way more sense. And then I'm going to get just the liquid fuel fuselage. I think so. And then maybe another one. This is just sort of getting us started underneath here. And I'm thinking in all likelihood, let's get the structural. There's the 3 stacker that sits underneath. It's getting tall. And bump, bump, bump. 3 of these nerve engines down here. Now this isn't going to be enough. I know that. There we go. So let's put this on vacuum. That's already over 4 kilometers per second of vacuum delta V with a thrust to weight ratio of 0.14. I'm happy with that. I want to keep the thrust to weight ratio at least in around 0.14, 0.15 in that range. I don't want them to get too close to 0.1 or lower, because not that it won't fly once it's in orbit that way. It's just going to be doing the burns is just a pain. I mean, this is low, and I don't. I think I'm okay with that. All right, so that's that. I'm gonna budget. And this Moho is so hard to budget for, and it's always the capture around Moho that's tricky. I think I'll probably use Eve on my way there and on my way back to try and get some gravity assist to kind of help me out. But even still, it can be really expensive getting your capture around Moho. I'm gonna budget just on the safe side between 8 and 9 kilometers per second for the total delta V just of this business. Oh, one thing I should do. I just realized this. I know I'm rambling. When this thing docks on, it's not going to be full because it's going to use a lot of its fuel just in getting into orbit. So what I should make sure, this should be empty. It is. We will fill this from the transfer vehicle. But also I should make sure, because all of this will likely be gone. Just gonna, so it'll be the weight that it would be when these 2 things dock in low orbit above Kerbin. Yeah, let's empty all this. And I went and looked at the last video when I put this into orbit, and I noticed that I had about 864 units of, there, that's comfortable. 864 units of liquid fuel, and then pretty close to the same amount of oxidizer, or not the same amount, but the bars were about the same. So this will have it be about the weight it would be when these are docked. Let me make sure all the rest of these tanks are empty. I think so. All right, that's working. Okay. And that has now brought up our delta V. Why did delta V go down with that trick? Oh well, whatever. Delta V is about 3.7 kilometers per second. It doesn't feel right, but we'll live with it. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put some tanks here on the side. Some tanks are going to go on the side. We're going to use these guys, a hydraulic detachment manifold, rather than these ones. I'm not going to use these guys. The what are these ones? the TT70 radial decouplers. I want everything to be nice and tight. That's kind of the idea. So let's just put 2 of them for now. We'll probably end up with 4 boosters altogether, but I'll put them on 2-way symmetry, and we'll do some asparagus staging and that kind of stuff. And I was playing around with this over the weekend, and I found, where are my, is this the 2.5 or the 1 point? That's the one. I want the 3.75 tank. I found it easier to actually attach these tanks on here. We'll take all the oxidizer out because it's just going to be liquid fuel. Because then what I did is I went to here. I want something that looks okay. And there I took these guys. And then I put these guys on it. And the reason why I put on these is because now I can take these ones and rotate them basically for looks. I found if I attached a 3.75 meter part, or the Mark III fuselages straight onto this, it ended up not really working very well. Anyway, let's put these back. I also want probably the short one with liquid fuel. Again, just the liquid fuel. There. Let's put these back again. There. And just to sort of finish this off, we'll switch to Mark II parts now. Take out again the oxidizer. And on top of that for now, we'll just put a nose cone. And I might modify this, not sure yet. Why am I not looking? Nose cone's silly. One of these little blunty ones. This one. There. I think so. And let's put another can on the bottom. Liquid fuel. Oh, I need another. Here, let's go to here. I need another one of these transition parts from the 3.75 to the Mark IIIs, and then that guy. And again, we're going to take this, we're going to rotate it. Again, that's just for looks. And then finally, we got to put some more nuclear on the bottom of that. So we're going to go back again to the 2.5 size with a couple of these and then a couple more nerves. And again, I don't know if this is what's going to end up happening, but this is what we got for now. So let's raise this up some more. It's going to be fun getting this thing into orbit, I'll tell you that. That's going to be a fun part. Okay, what do we got here? Let's put this to here. Sorry, it should be on its own stage. And all these engines will fire. I need some fuel lines to set up sort of the asparagus ECC things like that. All right. So that's giving me now about 7 kilometers per second. What's the thrust to weight at the beginning? About 0.14 again, and then it's 0.16 after these 10. I think that looks pretty good, and I'm hoping that if I put on another pair of these, that this will probably put it over. That might be actually way more than I need. How's that looking? I'm wondering. If these might be better off like that. And then we'll scoop that up, put another pair here-ish. Does that look pretty even? I think I'm the same around, yep. And take these fuel lines and feed them into there. So we're gonna set up a pile of asparagus staging. So that this tank, this booster is feeding into this booster, which is feeding into the middle core. So at the beginning, it'll only be running on these tanks, and then when these go empty, we ditch them. It's just a great way to use all your engines. So I want to stage those ones first. Yep. Okay, how's that work? So we're at about 8.5 kilometers per second. That's the kind of range I'm talking about. I think that works really good. I'm looking at my thrust to weight. So at the beginning, it's 1.33, 1.3. Yeah, it'd be nice if that was a little bigger, but then 1.7, then 1.6. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I'm wondering if maybe some more bigger engines on there might. Of course, the more engines you add, the more mass you add, and then the delta V starts coming down. What if I went with a triple on there? I cannot see what I'm doing. There. What's that do for TW? That's a better TWR and still an acceptable delta. I like that. I like that. That's a lot of nuclear engines. So that is my craft for going to Moho. That is a little bit bonkers, but I don't know. I think it's gonna work. So, oh, the other thing I need to do is just make sure I have taken out all the oxidizer. Oh, oxidizer out. Oxidizer out. Because, of course, the nerve engines only work on liquid fuel. Oxidizer out. Oh, this is going to increase my delta V. Oxidizer out. Oh my gosh, I might be able to scale this down a little bit. Oxidizer out. How come sometimes the oxidizer's on the bottom and then sometimes the oxidizer's on the top? Come on. Oh, shoot. Control Z that back. Okay. That just confuses me. But of course it doesn't take much to confuse me. Oxidizer out. Alright, I think that's good. 8.771 kilometers per second. 1.6s for the thrust to weight ratios all the way now that I did that. Okay, I'm cool with that. The other thing I got to think about is this lander is going up empty. That tank is empty, so when this space plane docks with this, we got to fill up the lander. So I want to bring up some extra liquid fuel and oxidizer for that, and I can see, because only one tank on the lander, I need 1.125 units of liquid fuel and, you know, the matching amount of oxidizer to make this all work. And I actually looked at this ahead of time, as I tried to do, to try and make this go a little quicker. And I found what seemed to work is one of these, one of these, one of these, and then that goes back. And we'll turn these off. I should probably just do some really quick math here. So that's 180. Just pulling out the calculator. 180 units of liquid fuel plus 90 units of liquid fuel plus 45 units of liquid fuel. That's 315 units of liquid fuel. And again, I want to fill this. Oh, that's... Oh, wait, but then that's times 4. I'll have 4 of them around there. Times 4 is 1260. Yeah, that'll fill it. So if I just take that off, that goes there. And of course, this thing's going to have the strut the bejeebus out of this to keep it from not being a complete disaster. Okay, let's see if we can tighten this up a bit. I wouldn't mind if all of this on the bottom kind of lined up, so I'm going to move that up. Gotta be a little careful because I can see there comes a point where it starts to slope in again. That's better. Same with this one. Tweak this up a little more. Just slide it up just a bit. Maybe take this one, slide it up a bit too. There'll have to be some separatrons and junk to really make sure that these guys peel away okay. It's really hard to see if they're really lined up well. I'm looking at this line a little higher. That seems okay. So again, 8.7 kilometers per second of delta. I still got to kit this out too. It needs reaction wheels and batteries and all of this kind of stuff, and yeah, the plane should be able to fit in there. Oh, I can tell this is not very symmetrical. This needs to be more than this. Let's take this one. Put there. Just looking at it from the top. No, that's still not right. Do I want them that close together? Sure. That looks better. Of course, now oh, not bad. A little bit of tweaking there. There. That's all lined up. Yeah, we will definitely, I'm seeing in the chat, hopefully we'll do a staging check in orbit. Yeah, we're going to put this thing, we'll F12 this thing into orbit. We'll make sure it doesn't shake itself apart or anything crazy like that before we actually go. But that's, I think, kind of looking okay. I guess that works, that little short little hose there. All right, let's kit this out a little bit. Now, I want to have a probe body in this thing because it's going to need to fly autonomously. The Kerbals will go up in the space plane, but this first bit will have to go autonomously. And I'm looking at, is this my best? What are my, I lose track of what are the good. Yeah, this has got all the goodies. Okay, we got that. Well, there's a probe body. We're going to have to stick some batteries in here in just a little bit, but I'll get to that. Needs to have some science. I think there's a lot of science on the lander. The only one I didn't put... Well, I mean, I'm not going to go with the infrared telescope and all. I'm going to put on a magnetometer boom somewhere. Somewhere. Maybe here. I got a feeling I'm going to be... when this goes up, to have some sort of fairing that's just going to enclose this whole top bit. So I'm not too concerned with things. We're also going to need an antenna, and for going to Moho, I want a relay so it can relay the signal to the lander. So the RA-15 should serve that. It is 300 kilograms. I don't know if I need to worry too much about symmetry, to be quite honest. Here, let's put the magnetometer on this. Oh no, it's going to crash into the... That's okay. I don't think I need to worry too much about keeping everything symmetric because this thing's so big, 300 kilometers on, or 300 kilograms over here without it balanced on the other side. I don't think it's a big deal. I do have to think about electricity. You know, it's funny, in the stock game, you don't have to think about electricity all too much until you get the science lab in play. The science lab takes 5 units of electricity to do your research in, so do make sure you are supplying that. We can do that with solar panels easy enough, especially considering we're heading towards the sun. But when you go to transmit, I think it stores 500 science in it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure if it even says. I think this stores like 500 science in it. And then when you go to transmit it, that's a lot to transmit. And the RA-15, if we go to the bandwidth part, this is by no means obvious, I don't think. This is the bandwidth, 5.7143 mits per second. As far as I can tell, a mit is a science point. So that means it transmits 5.7143 science points per second. So if this thing's full in 500 science and you want to transmit that, it doesn't take much to see. Oh, that's going to take a little bit of time. And then the electricity consumption of this antenna is 68.6 electric charge per second. So figure out how much electric charge that's going to be and just put on that many batteries. Don't try and put solar panels for 69 electric charge per second. And I worked that out to be about 6,010 electric charge. So we're going to go to our batteries. I thankfully have the Z4Ks. These are great. That's 4,000 right there. What are these? These are another 1,000 each. Let's put up here then 3 more. There we go. That should cover our electricity transmitting needs. And we need some solar panels. And solar panels are all here. Why am I being so weird? Okay. Like, there's some nice ones. I like these. Sometimes I go with a step. Those are, I like those. They are 8.3 units of electric charge. So one of those can handle the science lab. But these guys are, these are standard ones here. They're 1.6. So 5 divided by 1.6. I only need 4 of them. I'm thinking I might keep it simple. It keeps whatever mass I'm building up. Yeah, let's keep this simple. So these are gonna go, good golly, where am I gonna stick them? Keep everything up high and then I'll cover it all with a fairing. I'm not sure if this is smart now that I'm thinking about it. And why I'm thinking this isn't smart is I'm not convinced these guys are going to get any decent exposure hidden in amongst all the other crap. But of course, if I put them on here, we're going to lose them. Would be a good place to put solar panels. Maybe a better idea is to take these ones that, like these ones, that you can open and close so that when, and just stick them down here. That should be workable. I think so. Now I'm getting into textures. You know what I'm getting into textures that I like it, and then that. Yeah, do that all the way around. So one thing is I do wish the game gave you more options when it came to personalizing your ships. That would be nice. I don't think there's much else to do. Oh, and reaction wheels. This definitely is going to need them. This thing weighs a ton. Let's see. I'm going to put them. I have the big ones. I'm hoping this is enough. We'll go out and we'll test this in just a moment. And then we should strut the heck out of this. That's why there are mods, yes, to make your ships look better. Amongst other things, of course. That's why I play, even when if I'm like, I'm purposely making this stream just 100% stock. But if I was playing with myself, I don't mind. Like, I think the stock game stands pretty well on its own. But one thing I definitely would do is I would install Restock that adds in just nice textures and all that kind of thing. I think just that alone does so much for the game. Something nice about just whoa, shoot. I meant to grab the... Yeah. So we're just putting on some struts because this thing is going to be wonky without them. I'm hoping this will, okay, that should be good. And then probably up towards the top too. Maybe around here. That. Like I said, we will definitely put this thing to a test. Still got to get it up and... Oh, you know, that might be good. Just... Well, no. Let's put on some more. I think that should be okay. I think that should be okay. All right, still at 1.652 kilometers, 8.652 kilometers per second. Let's F12 this thing into orbit. So we'll see how this goes. I'm a little nervous about this. And then we got to get it into orbit for real. We got to launch this thing. Cheats, set in orbit. There we go. Oh, I should also light it up. Maybe put some flags on it and stuff. I don't think it's an entirely terrible looking thing. Oh, I should put some Separatrons on there to help those stages get lost. But okay, let's SAS on. What happens if I just do that? Swing it to orbit. Oh, that is painful. Okay, so more reaction wheels are definitely a good idea. Oh my gosh. That, yeah. And I think there's enough space for me to get this plane in here when I dock. I think that's going to be okay. Yeah, definitely more reaction wheels is a good idea. So I'm just waiting for it to get onto the prograde vector, and then we're going to just put that full thrust, and we're going to engage all of these nerve engines here. How many are there? There's 9, 4, 13 nerve engines. Nothing unlucky in that. All right, going to get ready to punch it. Punch it. Oh, stage. There we go. Look at that. We are off. Now, we're not going to be, like I said, the thrust await's pretty, not the greatest. 1.5, or 0.15, I should say. But we should be able to make it work. I mean, it's not whipping out of control or anything like that. So we're going to do this. Now let's stage and see what happens here. So we're going to stage. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. We need some Separatrons to kind of take those away. And then we'll engage those. Now you can get an idea how low the thrust to weight ratio is. We're not exactly getting away from these very quickly. And stage again. And go. And now it's just that ship. And just some Separatrons to push those away, but otherwise, we'll light it up. Okay. So let's get back, revert this back to vehicle assembly. You think this is still reasonable reaction controls? Not like this thing's going to need to do any sharp turns. Maybe just leave. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. It's okay. We'll leave it. Okay. Separatrons. That's what I was thinking about. Maybe not put on more reaction wheels. Yeah. It's fine. Okay. What was I gonna do? I was gonna put on Separatrons. That's what I was gonna do. So, might test this one more time. I'm thinking like a pair up here, just blowing straight back. And then a pair down here. Probably there's more mass down towards the bottom just because of the engines. We'll see. We'll see how this separates. And a pair over here. Oh, that was all right. See, that one might be higher because it only has 2 engines rather than 3. We'll see. Pair there. It's going to be a lot of Separatrons. Pair there. Pair down here. Make sure they're all pointing the right way. A pair here. I'm a little worried how close these guys are that this Separatron doesn't blow up that tank, but that's why we're gonna. Oh shoot! That's why we're gonna test it, and then a pair down here. Okay, I think I got 4 Separatrons on each booster now. Now I got to get them all into the right staging group. So this is that. So these guys got to go here. These guys got to go here. These guys got to go here. These guys got to go there. And then all the rest of them should be in this one. Okay, let's do one more test launch. Somebody's thinking my staging is wrong. I'm seeing a bit of a talk in the chat. I'll check it over. Something is set up wrong. Okay, let's set this orbit. Yep, and again, just SAS on, and all I'm looking at is when I stage these boosters that they come out cleanly. So we're just gonna go like that, and then we're gonna go. Oh, see, that's exactly why I tested. Some of them are going the wrong direction. Did I do that? Is the other one doing that too? Yeah. Okay. So see, this is why you test these things. Okay, revert back to flight. Vehicle assembly building. Okay, some of those are pointing the wrong way. Okay, what is going on here? Those are pointing the right way. This one's pointing the wrong way. That one's pointing, this one's pointing the wrong way. This one's pointing the wrong way. It seemed about half of them were pointing the wrong way. Those are right. Those are right. That's right. That's right. Okay, so what were people saying about the staging here? I'm going to stage this one first. And this one has got fuel here. We can look at the fuel flow priority to really tell. So this one's priority 30, this one's priority 20, and the middle tank should be priority -10. Yeah, it's doing it right. I think it's all going in the right order. So this one will go first, then this one, and then the central core, of course. I'm getting a headache. Turn that off. Okay, one last try. One last try. And then it's time to get it into orbit. But I figure, you know what? It's Kerbal Space Program. We're just going to strap a whole lot of boosters to this thing. Okay, so yeah, set that orbit. SAS on. Okay, let's see if this works a little better now. So engine, okay, stage. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's fine. That's great. And I'm perfectly fine. I mean, obviously, maybe the top one can be moved a little bit with this one. And this one's a little back heavy. So the top, both of them, I can move the tops up a little bit. I think that should be fine. Okay, let's revert back. Revert back to vehicle assembly. It's not right, says Steven. Look again. Okay, let me look again. I'm just gonna move these guys just up a bit. Oh, they flipped again. Why are you flipping on me? I think I moved them all now. So, those decouple, and then these separatrons all... Well, that part's obviously working, because that worked fine. And then these decouple, and this is the wrong tank to go first. It sure is, looking at my delta V alone. No? The first tank should be this one. Thank you. That way around. So this tank should be the one to go first. And that's that. And then that one. Thank you, people in the chat. I did have my staging the wrong way around. I have made that mistake before. Staging full tanks and boosters. And going, oh, that's going to be fun getting home now. Okay, I'm thinking this might be close to it. Let's just kit it out a little bit. I can't help myself. We're going to put on here. We're going to put, I don't know why I do this, but I got in the habit of just red lights around the bottom. Just like that. And these are red. And then I'll do the exact same thing. Oh, it's not going to let me do it other than two-way symmetry, of course. Okay. We'll go three-way symmetry on this. Actually, three-way symmetry is easy to see because that's a three-way doober-dob. And then over here, go away. Go like that. I don't know, around there. Get one. There, sure. Why not? So those are just some red lights. We'll put some blue lights by hatches and things. I always like that idea. So blue light there. Another blue light over this way. Okay, I don't want to get too carried away. Dome lights inside this little service bay thing. Though there's really not much in this service bay to really speak of. That's what I'm trying to do. Sure, just put some lights. And I'm going to get some of those strip lights. Where are they here? These guys. We're just going to sort of about there. About there. Sure. And you know what? I might be calling. Oh, it needs one more thing. It needs a flag. Needs a flag. A 7.5 meter flag, yeah. Actually, maybe a flat flag, because I think, oh no, there's not enough room. Okay. Does that seem about right? I got the right one. Bigger. All right, I'm done with this. Oh, this is the Moho command, I guess I'll call it. No, I'm looking at it. Yeah, oh, right, the old one. Okay, so what we want to do, we're going to change the control point to here. We're going to lose that, and then this thing now has to go up. Close that. So I'm thinking I might want to just enclose all of this business down here, especially given this antenna and stuff, just in a fairing. So I'm going to get, I have 3.75 meter fairing. So what I'm thinking about is getting a 3.75 meter fairing under payload, obviously. There it is. Flipping it upside down. Will that just go straight? Oh, I need to come out a little bit. Get around the antenna. And just close that. So that closes that all in. I'll put a nose cone on the top. I should have big nose cones. Is this the big nose cone? That's a big nose cone. What's the difference between these two? Is this the... Oh, that's the smaller one. Okay. There. I mean, that'll work. Clamshell deploy. Put her up to like... Oh, yeah. Ejection force needs to be bigger. 6 sides sounds good. I think this thing is aerodynamic enough to fly. I just need now to get it up there. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think more reaction wheels? I think it's okay. There is no gimbling on these engines. It flew all right. I'm going to just live with it. I think I'm going to live with it. All right, so what we're going to do is... Jeez. I think a lot of radial boosters, I think, is the way to go here. So let's get these guys. Oh, it won't let you put it on the flag. Man. Fine, flag's gone. Don't need no flag. And what are my biggest tanks? If I do this by mass, there. I think that's okay. And then my biggest engines. Is it the mammoths? Probably. Yeah, these are the guys to use. Oh yeah. So we'll stick some mammoths under here. And those should be obviously on their own stage. So what kind of... Oh my gosh. Not even close to enough, but enough... Not even enough... Oh my gosh. This is going to take a lot, lots and lots of... Oh boy. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to need a few of these. This is going to be one of those... I usually build things simple and small, and this is not going to be any of that. So I'm looking at this delta V. At least the thrust is decent. And what we're going to be doing... Have that one go last. Or some fuel lines. This one will feed into this one. Oh wait, I gotta fix the staging still too. That one will go into this one. And where are all of these stupid things? Everything's in a nonsensical place. So let's get all of this staging in a sensible way. That needs to go in one. These might not be in the right order yet. I don't care about that just yet. I just want to get them all into their own stages. Oh my gosh, come here. Yeah. Alright, so plenty of thrust. What I'm looking at here, what I'm looking at is some of these three numbers. And it's nowhere near. I'm needed to get in around 3,600, and clearly it's nowhere near that. But I do have lots of thrust, so I can start putting on more cans. Yep. So let's put on these guys. Oh wait, they might be in a stupid order. I didn't even look at that. Here, let's do that first. Which has to stage first? This one has to stage first. Okay, that's right. And then this one. Yeah, and then that one. So the staging is actually sensible. Thrust is still okay. Let's get bigger tanks. Let's remove these guys and go with these guys. And let's remove these guys and go with these guys. Still not enough DV. Let's remove these guys and go with these guys. But I might need even more. Yeah, so what am I at? I'm just going to add up these three. 803 plus 598. Not even, well, it's getting in there. It's almost, you know what's up here? This is a trick. Just turn the thrust down. Unfortunately, there's so many of these, but if I turn the thrust down on all of these, they don't get counted in the delta V calculation. Did I get them all? I think I did. Yeah, so this is now a 0. Okay, there we go. Now I can see 26, 28. Still can put on more fuel. Oh, wait, I'm on. Okay. And now I'm running to the end of how much thrust. 3,074 is not enough. I think I need more boosters. So I think I'm going to have to go to 8. Okay, let's take these off. Gotta squeeze 8 of these around here. So what we'll do... take this one, move it more this way. Take this one, move it more. I want it so, yeah, that looks all right. And then take, I'm gonna have to fix all these fuel lines now too. That one. 8 mammoth boosters. That's got to be okay. All the staging and everything's all messed up now, but so I'm gonna refix all these fuel lines. So I want, let's have this one go first. Gonna grab more fuel lines. That one goes second. First, second. Too many fuel lines in here. Oh yeah, those are needed. Okay. Let me think. I want these to go first, then these. So I'm going to go these to right across to here. Is that okay? That's okay. And then these are going to feed into this middle one, and that one's going to go last. Now I got to get the staging in the right order. And I can probably actually calm this down a little bit. That's what I'm hoping. The staging, I'm sure, is all wrong. So which one's going? This one's got to go first. Boom. Then this one. Yep. Then these ones. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. That's right. That's right. Oh, these are in... No. Okay, I gotta... Sorry, I'm getting just confused as to... Okay. I think I'm just confused as to what... Oh, I think I see what I'm doing. Maybe. Oh my god. I'm confusing myself. Okay, let's see it. This. No. I want this one first, and it should go at the same time as this one here. I think these are all... Remove the symmetry. I think I need to separate some of these. Same with this one. Remove the symmetry. Okay, here we go. Okay, where is that one? Okay, that one. That one's not one of the first ones. And then where's the one that matches it on the other side? This one. Yes. So those two go together. Then the next two to go is this one. And that one opposite over there. I think that's right. And then the next ones to go are this one. Oh my gosh. Yep. And its opposite one, which is... that one. Yep, these two go together. Here, we can take this out. Take that out. And then those two go together. Okay. Why is there no... Oh yeah, that makes sense. So I am now up to 315 meters per second of delta V. So closing in on orbital stuff, but I have lots and lots and lots of thrust. So what I think I shall do is start reducing some of these ones. No. What are the first tanks to go? These. Oh my god. These ones. So let's make those bigger. These. This is crazy as hell is right. I am completely confusing myself. 35, 34. I'm getting in the right ballpark. Still plenty of thrust. Let's put some nose cones on the top of this. Oh no, that's... What are the 3.5? I think there's just 3.5 meter nose cones, right? I could go with that and then... that, and then just pointy nose cone on the top of that. I am making this way more complicated than I think it needs to be. Okay, so there's that. And what I think I shall do is actually just duplicate that on all of these ones. And we're going to have to, again, strut... Okay, 3752. I think I can make this... I think I can make this fly. Line up all these engines on the bottom. Not close enough. Struts. Oh, fins. This is gonna have control issues. There's no doubt about that. Just put on a bejeebers of lots of fins. I just want to do this. I'm not putting in a ton of thought now. Whoops. I could also put reaction wheels on this thing too, but sorry, I'm just getting a look at this and going, oh my god, what have I done? What have I done? Okay, okay, I'm really in the mood just to do it. Still got plenty of delta V, still got thrust. Maybe. Little low on the thrust on this end, like this second stage could be. Which is the second one? This one. This could be, maybe if I, let's tone this middle stage. Nah, you know what? Screw it. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Maybe if I just took some of the fuel out. I do the same thing on both of those? Yeah. I'm just looking at these thrust to weights down here. They're a little on the low side, but I think if I just go up steeply, you know what? Put it back and just go up more steeply. Just make it not that efficient. As long as it gets there, that's all that matters. Struts. Struts. Oh my gosh. This is gonna so blow up. Just gonna randomly throw struts around. I honestly didn't expect this to be quite as stupid as this is, but I mean, it is what it is. Everything can be fixed with more struts. People are being disturbed in the chat. I'm disturbed. All right. Okay. What is my first stage to go? I think it's this one. So I'm going to just tweak this engine down. Sea level. Well, that's probably about it. It's like a cathedral. That's what it sort of look, all these spires. I'm going to need separatrons. And then I'm just going to do... Oh, I've lost a lot of... How did I lose that so much delta V here? Thought I put in a ton. Going to need to be bigger. Oh, wait, because I'm on... There, I'm fine. Sorry, I had it on sea level here. Should I really look at this? Okay. What was it? Oh, separatrons. That's what I was thinking about. Just... You know what? Screw it. We'll just see what happens. Let's do it. Let's do a test launch. Nobody's going to be on this thing to start with. Let's just do a test launch. So we're going to put this into the staging group. There we go. And is this the fairing? Yeah. Those two should be on their own stage. I have no idea exactly when that's going to go, but let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just see what happens. If anything, this is at least going to be entertaining. Build one for a rocket garden. This is the dumbest thing I think I've ever built. But hopefully it'll all work. Oh, I didn't put any launch clamps on it. It's not falling over, so this is going to blow up the launch pad, isn't it? 5, 4, 3, 2, and go. Somehow it did not blow up the launch pad. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go up straight for a little while before I start pitching over. So I just want to kind of... It has a lot of delta V. Okay, let's start pitching. I actually have control. Oh my god. That's shocking. Shocking that I have control. Whoa, 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 I pushed the... Get back! I pushed the normal button there. I went to push and lock it on prograde, and instead of locking it on prograde, I hit the normal button. Oh my god. Okay. We're still here. That's ridiculous that that actually all held together like that. It's a testament to its engineering. Oh, I'm out of a tank. Nope. Oh, oh, still good. Still good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not sure when those tanks went dry, but all of a sudden I noticed some of those engines weren't going. This is beyond stupid. Just wanna, I'm a little off course here. Okay. There goes those ones. All right. Oh, oh, we're getting some wobbling going. Yeah, I know I made a mistake with the strutting. Because I was strutting them all to each other, so that was dumb rather than strutting them to the core. And for some reason it's spinning. I'm not going to worry about it. Yeah, I strutted them all to each other rather than strutting them to the core, so as we lose boosters, it's becoming less stable. Here, let's try and calm that spin, that roll down. Okay, we're still a little off course from 90 degrees, which I don't like. Really wants to roll one way. Something's not quite symmetric. Okay, lose those. Alright. Who needs Separatrons? Alright, so we are now on our last set of boosters. This might not make orbit, but then again, it's not exactly... It was kind of sloppy, wasn't it? Kind of wonky. Lots of things forgotten. Alright, what do we got? Our apoapsis is at 52 kilometers almost. There also was that time I was trying to turn it sideways and going on the normal vector. Okay, let's... I'm a little nervous about losing the fairing, so I don't think I'm going to just yet. I'm not convinced I'm making orbit, is my problem, though. But one never knows. I'm almost at an orbital velocity. I don't think it's that far off from working. Okay, I want to, whoa, slow. Oh, shoot. I wanted to stop at 100 kilometers, and I went to slow down and instead sped up. This guy's going to make an orbit. Okay, let's lose some stuff here. So I'm going to do a stage. No, I'm not. I'm really nervous about this. I'm not going to stage that. Can I turn it off of... okay. Heck it, let's... okay, I'm going to stage this fairing, see what happens here. Okay. That nose cone should actually be free now, but what we'll do is we'll get up into space and we'll turn sideways a little bit. I also overshot my target apoapsis, which isn't great. My inclination's not as bad as I was worried it was going to be, so there's that. Thing is, if you look at my periapsis is at like about 51 kilometers, so we are not that far from an orbit. And there's still 247 meters per second left in this thing. Okay, we're in space. I'm actually thinking I got enough fuel. Oh, of course. This thing is going to take its time spinning around. But there goes our nose cone, so that's good. Put our lights on. And I am as shocked as anybody. I thought this thing would just be... I thought I would get this thing into... I thought this thing would shake itself apart at launch. I did not think I would get to this point. And that was a terrible, terrible launch. Okay, so we're losing our nose cone. Say goodbye to nose cone there. What I want to do, because I want to put this into a 100 by 100 orbit, I'm still 9 minutes away from apoapsis, so I think I have time to do this, is I just want to actually reduce my apoapsis down a little bit. I think I got the fuel. I think I can afford it. Oh, I could burn radially out, says Joe. I'm not sure how much control... These guys are gimbaled down here? They are, so that helps. I kind of got started. Joe was saying you should get yourself to an altitude of 100 kilometers and then just burn radially down a bit to bring your apoapsis down. That would have been a good idea. Actually, probably get a little just before you get to 100 kilometers here and do that. But I'm thinking this is okay. I also wouldn't mind taking a shot at fixing my inclination too. So let's... a little bit of thrust here. All right. Okay, I'm just, again, bringing this down. 2, 1... and 0. There we go. That's good. Now I got to put it back on the prograde, but I got 5 minutes to get there. So hopefully this will get around in time. I should have used RCS. There is no RCS on this thing. There will be RCS on the space plane that's going to dock with this thing. So I mean, I guess there's that. We're going to take this out of the staging here again. Well, that's still that. Can you not? Staging. Disable staging. There we go. Oh my golly, what a thing. Once I'm under thrust, I actually have much better control because all of these engines here are gimbaled. We can see this one shaking away. And I clearly could have done a better launch, but you know what? This is going to work, so I'm going to just do it. I'm just going to go for it. Yeah, a space plane is going to dock at the front of this. The space plane is also half a vacuum lander. And then all of that's going to go to Moho. I am going to be the very first to admit that this is stupidly overcomplicated. But I think it's going to work. That's the shocking part. Okay, I'm going to just time warp, do the little time warp cheat to freeze it right there. Okay, let's get close to our Apple apps. Yep. How to put an entire... I got space stations that are way lighter than this. Beyond any doubt. To be honest, I think if you know, I don't know, hopefully sometime we'll see it in my lifetime to see people travel interplanetarily. But to be honest, basically building a space station that can survive for long, long periods of time on its own and just going between planets, that seems to me to be the sensible way to do it. Okay, where are we at? Minute from apoapsis. Like, I think ships that go interplanetary need to be big. Yeah, I know. Somebody else, Draborn, is saying I shouldn't have brought down my apoapsis. I could have burnt toward, radially down a little bit. Oh, wait. I got to really pay attention to what I'm doing here. There we go. And circularized earlier rather than do all that. And people are right with that. Absolutely. I could have done this more efficiently. Well, in many, many ways, this could have been done more efficiently. But I don't care what anybody says. We are now in orbit. I'm just bringing up that periapsis. That's close enough to 100 by 100. I am rather ecstatic about this. Still 152 meters per second left in all this stupidity too. All right, let's get down. Actually, what I should do is plot a course. Here we go. And I was originally going to go direct to Moho because ironically, this is just coincidence. If I put this... Oh yeah, of course it's saying I don't have enough fuel. That's fine. But see how this is coming up in just 13 days? But I don't think I'm going to have to because of the low thrust to weight ratio. Because of the low thrust to weight ratio of this vessel, we should probably turn on all these engines again. I can get this out. We're going to have to do a few burns to get ourselves heading out. And I don't think this 13 days gives me enough time to set up the loop-de-loops, if that makes sense. So what I think I'm going to do, and I think this is an better idea. Let's delete this alarm. Go back to here. Is instead head to Eve. Create that. Oh, I got to delete the old maneuver. Of course I do. Going to Eve. Here we go. Eve. Yes, yes, yes. Create that. So this is coming up in 290 days. We can time warp to that. But what I want to do is get to my alarm. Just automatically set an alarm. I think I can edit this, yes. And I want to give myself 30 days warning ahead of that. So now I got an alarm coming up. Is this all making sense? Yes, in 260 days. The burn's in 290 days. The reason why this red's here is because all of these engines are turned off. Maybe you can just put these all back on again. The thing's convinced I do not have anywhere near the Delta V, but of course I do. There we go. Now I got lots of Delta V. Whoa, look at that. It's bouncing around 10 kilometers per second. I'm not quite sure why it's... Oh, that thrust limiter needs to be up. Any others? That thrust... Oh my gosh, I thought it was going to turn them all on. Okay, I got to go check all these. That's on, 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 and that. It would be really bad if one of those were off. I'm not sure why this is bouncing around as much as it is, but whatever. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to leave this guy in orbit. Actually, what we can do, is it possible for me to extend these solar panels? Probably not. No, let's forget all that. That's okay. Let's get back down to the Space Center. This is, yeah. That went way, way, way better than it had any right to. And then what we're going to do is I do have my alarm. Let's do this from the tracking station so I don't get the sort of strobe effect of the sun going up and down. Oh, I still got that. Okay, let's turn that off. There it is. There's our craft. And what I want to do is, can I access the alarm from here? Let's just time warp. It should, actually, before I time, can I quick save this here? I don't know if I can, but whatever. So we're going to time warp this pile of days away. The alarm should stop 30 days before that maneuver. There we go. This is a good place to time warp. And then we're going to launch our space plane. We're going to dock with this, and we're going to head off from Eve. We're going to go to Eve, but we're going to use Eve to get us going to Moho. That's the plan. Still doing pretty good as far as time goes in the stream. You know, I wish there was one... I know there's a mod that does it for you, but I wish there was one more time warp button. One more times 10 on this. Especially now that we have these alarms that in stock that can stop the game for you. Okay, you are going to stop, right? I don't trust you, game. Just don't trust the game. It's going to stop at the alarm. Okay, it's taking down the time warp on its own. Good game. Right? Maybe not. Yeah. All right. No, I don't want to jump to vessel. I'm just going to... Yeah, let's close, but then let's... It still should have the maneuver there. Okay. All right, spaceplane time. Spaceplane time. Let's warp to sunrise. All right, now comes the other half of this ridiculous vessel. All right, there she is. Okay, and actually we're going to switch up our crew. We're going to get rid of our standards here, and we're going to stick in some crew members from my collection of patrons. So I got Demezricon is going to be our pilot here. We have as an engineer, we should have Swanee Kerman right there. In she goes. We have then as our two scientists, we have Jeremy H. Kerman and then DKK98 Kerman. So there we go. There's our crew. Let's make sure I do have science kits and repair kits. Yeah, let's do it. We're going to launch. It is a weird-looking space plane. Atarian, I guess. Yep, Atarian it is, because the front half of it isn't as really a space plane. The front half of it is a lander. So I agree, it is very weird-looking. So we're going to put that on chase. Yeah, now where is... here's our target. There's our maneuver that's still coming up. Yep, 30 days. Okay, so we'll time warp here. It takes a while for this space plane to get into orbit. So I'll launch, I don't know, when the target's around here somewhere, I guess. What I should do is quick save. I don't quick save enough. That should be good. The target will get ahead of us. Whoa, why am I way up here? There we go. Okay, so I think I was on chase there. Yep. So chase, and lights are on, brakes are on, throttle up. Yeah, let's do this thing. So, here, let's get so we can see all of our Kerbals. Uh-oh. There they all are. Okay. And I'm a little nervous, but let's go. I just quick saved anyway. Yep. Oh, brakes off would be a good idea. All right. So I have tweaked the aerodynamics of this, so it should take off a little easier than last time. There it goes. Much easier than last time. I moved the center of lift a bit forward. It's still a little nose heavy for a plane, but honestly with space planes, having them being a little nose heavy is actually helpful, especially on the descent, so I don't particularly mind that. Alright, I'm happy with that. Alright, and now we just gotta wait for these folks to get up there. I don't think... It's amazing when it comes to... Once you get these Raptor engines, or what are they? Yeah, that's right, Rapier engines. Thank you, I'm thinking of Elon Musk. These Rapier engines, it really makes space planes so much easier than fiddling around with different types of jet and rocket engines and stuff. And I want to take a look at my thrust. I do want to pitch down a little bit more. Maybe not. I do want to make sure I am constantly building thrust here. As you build speed, you want to be building thrust. So the first bit of this is really just getting up to the, I don't know, once you're up around 12 kilometers, you can really start building up some speed. Why is the camera being... Oh, I know why. It's targeting, I think, our thing's just going overhead. That's funny. The camera keeps turning, but I think it's because our target is going overhead now. I should not let this distract me. Pitch down. Pitching down because I'm noticing I'm not building thrust anymore. I want to keep building that thrust up. There, we can see our target icon here a little bit. I can see that our target orbit is a little inclined, which I don't super like, but if I come a little more this way, tell because it's not quite on the east line there. How am I doing here? Still building up? Yeah. I think I need to pitch up a little bit. Right, starting to really build up the speed now. Always want to get as much speed as you can out of the jet engines. Starting to pitch down a little bit. Alrighty, just passing the 1200 meters per second mark. And still climbing. more. Moho speed almost at 1,400 meters per second. And then once I'm not building speed quite so quickly, once I see this really starting to slow down, I'm going to go into rocket mode. Closed cycle mode. That's coming up in pretty soon. Yeah. There we go. So I had that on an action group. Pitch up a little bit. Oh, and I should be paying attention to my timed apoapsis. I don't want that to get too far ahead of me. Start slowing down. We're reducing thrust. Again, watching that timed apoapsis at 55 seconds. I want to sort of keep it around there. So reducing that thrust. All right. It's really not such a bad little space plane, I don't think. There is RCS on the space plane, absolutely. Pitch down a bit. Because the space plane needs to dock. Taking my time because I want to bring up as much fuel as I can with me. By reducing, you can see now my periapsis is starting to really climb. So by the time I'm actually in space, I won't have to do much of a burn for the orbital insertion business. I think I'm just going to lock it on pro... Oh, I can't lock on prograde. All these folks are level 0s. No locking on prograde allowed. Now I do have in my settings that as soon as these people level up immediately, I'm pretty sure I put that in my settings when I started this whole series. So I think as soon as I'm in an orbit, I should have level 1s across the board. Of course, once they're docked with the bigger vessel, which has a science lab on it, I can use the science lab to level up if that isn't the case. All right. Shooting for a target apoapsis of 80 kilometers. It's just about at 58 kilometers. Oh, oh, oh. Some funkiness with the camera. There, it's better. Okay. I miss not being able to lock the prograde. Darn you, level 0s. What's this all about? Okay, let's get up there. A little low in the atmosphere. I think I'm going to have to push my apoapsis again a little bit. That's okay. It's all good. Now, fortunately, I'm pretty sure we do have a bit of an inclination difference here of 1 degree. That's the ascending node. So I need to be, it's coming up here, so I actually need to burn north a little bit when we get to our apoapsis to circularize. Okay. That's okay. Okay, let's get up there. And I realized as well, I didn't put anything on action groups other than the engines, but that's okay. Right, doesn't that make sense? If this is the descending node, I need to burn up, like northwards. Just feels funny, but... Not that it's going to make much of a difference, because I'm almost in orbit anyway. Alright. Good enough for about 78 by 78, and I can lock the prograde now. So, okay, that's all good. That's all good. Let's get to our target here. A little bit ahead of us. I did bring this inclination down a little bit. Let's see here. Oh. Already seeing some action over there on the other side. Let's watch both of these. Fortunately, it's my target orbit that's a little bit sloppy. But we'll get it as close as we can. Come on. No. Yeah, that might be about as good as it's going to get for now. I'll have to do this in a couple of burns. And it's just because the inclination is a little different. So I'm missing by a little bit there. That's okay. So when's that burn come up? 5 minutes. It is a 1 second burn, so let's throttle down these engines here. Let's put them at 25. Did they all change? Nope. Just doing that to make this burn. Now it's a 4 second burn. That should be fine. Just doing little burns from here. Don't need that much thrust. Okay, let's get to this. Oop. Seeing my target already. Lock the prograde. Come Must be. Well, there it is. Close to it already. And I can sort of see from the time of where we are on the stream, we're hardly going to do the whole mission here. That's just not going to work. Here, let me just do this with what's left in the stream. So there's going to have to be a part 3 to this. That's okay. I don't mind. Hope you don't mind. Oop. Overcooked that a little bit somehow. I'm looking at the intersect indicator here. There's an RCS to bring that down. Wow. A little surprised it's that. This is spinning around. Just giving up on the maneuver node. I'm just looking at, I got a 4.2 kilometer closest approach, and I'm just sort of bring it, just look at it this way. There we are. 4.6 kilometer closest approach. And I can tell I probably need to just fix. I'm going to actually use a maneuver here. That's worse. There we go. Just kind of fixing the inclination just a little bit. If you are rendezvousing with something where the inclinations of your two orbits are a bit different, you always want your rendezvous to occur right at either the ascending or the descending node. And if you do that, you don't have to... Oh, I saw it there. That was a 0 right there. So we got a little tiny burn here. And then... Fortunately, that's got to come this way. Set this to target mode. I will in a little bit. Once we close in and get close. I actually went to that, got so close to the target, it actually did that on its own, and then I switched it back. Alright, so I'm just going to close that distance down. We'll do our docking, and then I think I'm actually probably going to call it. And so we will actually put these folks onto the surface of Moho with a part 3. Use RCS to finish this off. Again, just looking, I love this tool here now. You know, that I can see my closest approach right here. That's good. Okay, we're going to be there in about just under 9 minutes. Now I can put this guy on target. It's coming around from somewhere. Retrograde relative to the target. There's our target over there. Nicey nice, and we'll just bring this on home. And just closing this gap just a little bit. Nope. All right, 20 meters separation now. Let's get in there close. Oh, sometimes when you time warped, I don't know if other people notice this, you time warp and these get messed up. And it bugs me. Okay. Start slowing down here. So we're coming in quick. I am thrusting. You can't see anything coming off the engines, but I am. I'm bringing down that relative velocity here. About a minute away. My goodness, this thing is big. It's a little bit ridiculous. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to just point the two docking ports at each other rather than trying to finagle my way in here. All right, let's just kill our relative velocity here a little bit. Okay, so I can aim my camera in here somewhere. There we go. Grab this docking port. That's what we're going to dock to. Come back. Reset the camera. Set that as a target. Okay, I'm going to zero out my relative velocity here. There we go. And I'm going to go back to here. Let's pin this one too. This is the easy way to get the two docking ports to go back at each other. Come back to this guy, set that as a target, control from this docking port, and then just aim it at the docking port. This guy has a high-end probe core on it, so I can literally just aim it straight at the other docking port. Where is my space plane? Of course, this thing is just creeping along. Where is my space? Oh, there it is down there. Oh, I see what it's aiming. There's our target there. It's heading its way over there. Why don't we disable these things? I hate when you're in space and you see these aerodynamic surfaces doing their thing. It always looks silly, in my humble opinion. Just waiting for this to be pointed right at the other docking port, and I'm just going to do a quick little time warp cheat. Just to lock it on there. Now I'm going to go back to the other vessel. We're going to control this one from here. And now I should be able to aim that at this docking port and just thrust towards it. There we go. I want to orient this all right, so I do have to look at that. Now what I can do while we're on our way there is shut down these engines. We're not going to need them anymore. We won't be needing them until we're back at Kerbin. I can also turn off all these control surfaces, so they're not going to distract us. Of course, when we do our descent back at Kerbin, I am going to need to remember to re-engage all these again. That would be a... Whoops, that's the wrong button. That one. Okay. How are we doing here? Now, how do I want this oriented? That is a good question. Let's get in a little closer. And it doesn't help. I can see it spinning. Why are you spinning? Don't spin, stinker. I might have... I don't think the wings are going to fit between these two boosters. So I think I'm going to have to... I don't... Why are you spinning? Why do you have to be so hard? Okay, we're just going to go for it anyway. Aim our camera up here. You can see this thing rotating. I'm going to have the wings through this bit. I'm going to do a quick save too because I'm a little... So like that. That's the idea. And of course, the fact that this is moving doesn't make my life easier, does it? And time warping doesn't seem to stop it. I think it's not... Oh, I know what I can probably do. If I go to here and just put this on regular SAS. Oh, it is off. Just take the SAS off. I bet you that will do it. Now just time warp. I bet you that will stop that stupid... I think it's some sort of... Oh my god, we're closer than I thought. Slow, 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 slow. Slow, slow, slow. Okay, how is our alignment here? I think it's okay. I'm not sure, convinced. Oh, that rudder might hit. Oh, I did not. I might have to get rid of these other tanks. Okay, let's stop. No, back off. The rudder's going to hit this. Of course, when I had this in the VAB, I didn't have these idiot boosters on here. Oh, am I clearing that? Nope. Let's... I could just lose these boosters. I don't need them, but I thought, you know, there's fuel in them. I might as well make use of them. Okay, let's try this way. There's a great mod out there called Docking Alignment Indicator. That would have been just perfect for this. See, I'm not... No, those wings aren't going to clear. Are they? Okay, so what I think I'm going to have to do... Maybe if I turn this way. I don't know. I don't want to lose. I could just stage those guys, but I don't want to. Got to point these back at each other again. How are we doing? You're being difficult, aren't you? Doesn't have to be. There's no aerodynamic reason this has to all be nice, as long as it's in there. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think there's a way for this to get in there without... Well, we'll see. Can we? Are we gonna fit? Are we gonna fit? Are we gonna fit? Are we gonna fit? I don't think we're fitting. I don't know if we're fitting. No, I think we're bumping into stuff. This is so sloppy. Come on. Is anything glitched here? I'm not sure it is. Oh my gosh. I should have just gotten rid of... It's these two tanks. that are really, but I think it's in there. I think it's in there. I want to make sure I'm not going to render this and have it explode on me. That there isn't a... Here, let's take this docking port. There is an alignment thing here. If I can... I don't... This rudder's a little close, in my humble opinion. Oh, yeah. I can rotate that away a little bit. Oh, what happened? I think something came apart. Something broke. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yeah. Okay, so I learned my lesson. Trying to squeeze that in there, I just broke this thing off. So you know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. So what I'm gonna do? I'm looking at the time. It's 1:56. We're almost 2 hours into the stream. I started playing with the alignment thing, and I think I just messed it up. But I did quick save just before this. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the quick save. I'm gonna take off these idiot things. Like, all I got to do here is stage, right? Is this so broke? Oh, this has no control because the probe body's in this. But all I got to do is stage these stupid LFO boosters on the side here. Then it'll fit in, no problem. But what I think I will do is I will do that between this stream and the next stream. So I'm going to fix this all up. We'll have it all docked. Next stream, we're going to head our way over to, well, first to Eve, fly by Eve, get an assist and go to Moho, land on Moho, and get ourselves back. I'm going to take a little bit of a break over the Christmas break, so I'm not going to be doing any streaming next week, but in the new year, on Monday after of whatever the first Monday is of the new year, that's going to be the continuation and hopefully the final part of this. I don't know what I was thinking that I could do this in just one stream, but it's going to be what it's going to be. But I promise we'll come back. This will be together. We're going to go to Moho. Okay, so for now, everybody have themselves a fabulous set of holidays, and we'll see you all in the new year. Goodbye, everyone.